Ladies and gents, welcome back to Apex Investor. We're back. It's only been a day, and this is my portfolio. It went up a bit. I don't know if you remember the number from yesterday, but I went not all in. Looks like all in almost, but I still have some orders that need to be filled, but we're almost fully in. I did mention I put in about 10 grand into my trading account, and looks like we're up a little bit. But let's look at the big happenings today. So Bitcoin never stops trading, as you know, 77 grand in Canadian. Coinbase, okay. The stock I spoke about, that was pretty much the cover, the thumbnail of the previous video. MicroStrategy announced just today they're going to have a stock split. I believe it's 10 for 1. So if you have one share valued at $1,358, you're going to have 10 shares valued at $135 each share and 85 cents, 86 cents. AVGO, I jumped in. I did buy. I should have waited a little longer because it dropped well below 1,700. I was actually going to go buy this at 1,700 or 1,690. It went down as low as 1680, around there, and finished the day at 1705. Of note, if you are not a shareholder by the end of the day, which it's already the end of the day, the end of the closing of trading session. Let me just rewind. If you are not a shareholder by the end of the trading day, which ended at 4 p.m., you will not get the 10 shares per one share. So I just met the cutoff, and I'm sure a lot of people did. That there's a little bit of a gold rush here. There's a bit of FOMO, fear of missing out, and so yes, I did bite. This is a short-term investment. I'm not going to be holding my stock in Broadcom for too long. Nvidia is really that's the big fish for me. That's the big cheese. So I'm going to just leave Nvidia there, not touch it for 5-10 years. AVGO, on the other hand, I will trade it as soon as 10-20%, something, at least 10% increase. So let's say it goes up to 1,800, or I should say 180, 190, 200, that kind of level, then I will sell it just to turn some profit and then buy something else. But the big story I'll save for last, it's QuantumScape. But anyway, grocery outlet, they're up a little bit, not too much, not much to talk about in regards to that. Costco, I did buy Costco today because they announced that their annual membership price is going up by a whopping $5. It's not that much, ladies and gentlemen. This is an overreaction. For it to drop 4% because of a $5 increase is over dramatic. So I said, you know what, I'm going to capitalize on this whatever people doom and gloom, because Costco can only go up. Let's face it, it's one of the most unstoppable stocks that exist because it's food, it's life. Basically, it's life. If you're not buying groceries, if you're not doing your shopping at Costco, you aren't smart. Okay, Costco is really the place to go. Besides grocery outlet, which is even cheaper than Costco, but Costco has a lot more locations. Okay, grocery outlet only has a few locations in my neighborhood, and they're kind of far from each other. You have to drive 30-40 minutes just to get to the nearest one. Costco's in every neighborhood. It's in every town. So this is a no-brainer. I'm going to hold on to this until it reaches maybe 1,000. Maybe it splits. Who knows? But I got my ticket. I'm in the Costco boat now. I'm also in the Li Auto. I jumped into the boat there. Jumped the bandwagon. I was speaking about this yesterday. I mentioned that this is a solid buy right now. $20 and below. I bought at above 20, but I have so much faith in this stock that it will go to 40 eventually. So I put in my sell order for $40 per share, hoping to turn a bit of a profit just to, get the snowball rolling, build the momentum. As you can see, I'm not a rich guy. I have less than 10 grand. Okay, I'm not a big player by any means, by any stretch of the imagination, but that is what this channel is about. It is about self-development. It's about learning, and come learn with me, and I hope these picks are going to help you as well. It is my hope that I have identified the most affordable stocks that have the greatest upside, that have a track record, a proven record, and are good, solid, stable companies. So the questionable one is probably Li Auto, because it hasn't been in the business for too long, and that's frankly also somewhat questionable. Broadcom, but we'll see. Time will tell. I also bought into BlackBerry. That is a bit of a shocker even to me. So I did buy 100 shares at $2.49. No one's talking about BlackBerry. This is one of those stocks that have flatlined, and it is primed for takeoff, ladies and gentlemen. All it needs is just a little bit of positive news, just a semi-positive quarterly report. I can see this going to $5, even $3.50, and I don't mind making $100, or doubling it, $2.50. If this goes up by $2.50, so I'm doubling my money essentially, from $2.50 to $500, right? It's a no-brainer. Let's look at the chart. Can we prove that this is realistic? Is this a realistic scenario for BlackBerry? They are involved with electric vehicles in terms of the operating systems. Looking at the last 6 months, it did go up to $3.50. It went up to $3 multiple times, at least 3 times in the last 7 months. So this has a lot of upside to it. $3.50. I think the price target is also around $3.50, if I'm not mistaken. In any case, I have faith this will go up, because it has seen better days. Look, it was at $5 just last year. It was at $4 last year as well. If we look at the 5-year chart, this is at a very low point. It's primed to take off. This is support right here. It can go as high. Well, okay, I'm not expecting $14 during the meme wars era, the meme stock era. I'm more realistic in my expectations of BlackBerry. Looking at the last 2 years, $7, $6, $4.76, even $4. I'm happy. I'm satisfied with that. But as recently as May 22, 2023, it was at $5.23. It was well above $5 for a good stretch. As you can see, even in August, it was at $5.60. So $4 is very realistic for this stock. And $5, I think that's also realistic as well. So that's why I bought into BlackBerry. I figured, it's a good opportunity. Can't really go lower than $2.26. And $2.42, that's a decent price. So that's all for BlackBerry. Beyond Meat, nothing to say there. Kodak, nothing to say there. Lucid, that's actually a good buy. It went up by 8% just about today. I'm still on the fence for Lucid. I did promote this a while back, years ago, a year or two ago. But at this price, I do see potential here for, I was going to say Lucian, but no, Lucid. I think it's out of my price range. I prefer it at $240, $250. $250 is a good entry point. So that is beyond my price right now. But the potential for this is pretty big as well. But this isn't really a long-term hold, in my opinion, just because they haven't really proven themselves in this market. It's only hype. This is all speculation at the beginning, all hype. And we can see the real level is more in the 1 year level, or the 1 year chart. And we can see, look, $2.71, $3. So it looks like the resistance level is closer to $5 $4 or $5 seems to be resistance. It doesn't seem to have anything unless there's massive news and then something, a good quarterly report would help it. But entry point would be 250 and below, and your exit strategy, your exit price, you'd want to sell this at. I'm going to say at least $4, but we'll see. We'll see what happens with Lucid. I see potential here, but it really depends on, again, their quarterly results, which will be announced, I believe, in August, if I'm not mistaken. Here's the news for Lucid. But Tesla's really dominated the market, and Lucid is trying to find its path. It's trying to carve its niche, and it's not quite finding it yet because they've priced themselves out from the mainstream, from the masses. So here we go. They announced the delivery totals, and they delivered 2,000 vehicles, or I should say produced 2,100, delivered just under 2,400. So that's not a lot. That's nothing to boast about. But they're going to also report their financial results on August the 5th. So depending on if that news is great, if it's really good, then the stock will react and will go up or down. So we will see what's in store for Lucid. Inovio is up almost 20%. So both Bill Gates stocks, QuantumScape and Inovio, are up double digits. Okay, QuantumScape up over 30%, Inovio up almost 20%. And I've been promoting this as well, and we can see, I'm just thankful these stocks are going up. I'm very grateful. It's not all on me. I believe in a higher power, and I'm learning lessons about the stock market. So here we go. So as I said, the entry point is around $5. Yeah, I'm going to say $5. So this is out of my price range. $5 is a good entry point. And this has been down to 5 multiple times. So I fully expect it to go right back down to 5, maybe 6. And then sell it when it gets to 10. It's 10, 11, 12, maybe even 12, 13. But at least 10. And it did hit $11 today. So that's a great stock. Inovio is a proven track record. We can see in the last 5 years, it's been around, it's been in business, been steady. It's seen better days, yes, but in terms of the short-term trading potential, it has a lot of potential. Look, $5, and then you double your money, more than double it. Okay, Inovio, so that's it for that. DJT is up a little bit, Tupperware. I mean, you really can't go wrong today. You could just buy whatever, and anything went up. Practically anything went up. I think that's it. I'm just scanning through the rest of my portfolio. The stocks that I've decided to track. Tesla's down 8% to 241. Let's look at that chart. And nothing with the meme stocks. As I said, avoid those like the plague, because you're only going to get sabotaged. You're going to fall victim to the rigged part of the stock market. Not everything is rigged, but those two in particular are being targeted incredibly, tremendously being targeted, and unfairly, I have to add. So we're going to end the video with QuantumScape after we look at Tesla. Okay, so Tesla down 8%, another 1.7 for a total of about 10% if you include the after hours. But as I mentioned, this is a great buy at 150, and it certainly will go down to 150 and below. That's the resistance, or the support, I should say. Resistance is 250. As I said, I don't see this staying at 260. I just said that yesterday, and look, it went down. So kind of feels good, but feels bad for those who are shareholders in Tesla. So don't hold the bag too long. $100 to 140 is your entry point, just to be safe. with Tesla because this one is also being targeted by the hedge funds short sellers. And the resistance is clearly 250 and above. I don't see it going to 300 anytime soon. They're keeping it down artificially under 280. For the last year, it has struggled to break 280. 281. Yeah, 280 is really the ceiling for the near future, near to midterm future. So we're going to finish this video with QuantumScape. Again, up 30%. 30% from the daily or the 24-hour range of $6. And I should say no, it was because the pre-market doesn't count. Yesterday it was at $4.95, $5 level, $5.41 to be exact. And I was pushing the stock, and lo and behold, here it is, above $7. It finished the day, actually reached a high of $7.28, and then finished the day strongly at $7.06, riding the good news of their partnership with Volkswagen. This has been previously reported back in 2020. However, today confirms more specific numbers. And also, we have previous confirmation of just how effective these batteries are that QuantumScape has developed, these solid-state batteries. This is, quite frankly, this is the biggest news for QuantumScape since 2020, 2021, that around then, when it was at double digits, back above $50. I don't know if it's going to go all the way up to 100. It might, depending on the results, depending on the numbers that they're able to produce and what Volkswagen reports. But I see this going to well over $30. Quite easily, to have to add. So this is actually a great price, even at $7. I would load up on that if you're able to. If you can afford to, load up on that. And I think we can see $13 not in the not so distant future. Probably in the next 6 to 12 months, you'll see this go to $13, depending on if there's more good news ahead for QuantumScape. And I do believe this is only the tip of the iceberg with QuantumScape, because Volkswagen aren't the only player in town. They're not the only car manufacturer. You have Ford, you've got Toyota, Nissan, Honda, Chevy, etc. You have all these evergreen companies that have been around for decades, and they want to jump in and get the best technology so that they can produce their own vehicles using this proprietary technology. Again, this is different than what is being used currently, which is a liquid battery. Their battery is a solid state battery, meaning it is more stable, and it charges quicker too. So let's read up a little bit on it. So PowerCo, that's the company of Volkswagen. Volkswagen owns 17% in QuantumScape. So that is worth $459 million. And they can manufacture 40 gigawatt hours per year using QuantumScape's technology, with an option to expand to 80 gigawatt hours per year. This is enough to equip 1 million vehicles annually, 80 gigawatts. So 500,000 vehicles right now. So if they are able to produce these numbers at this scale, and then they've come through, and whatever the vehicle is, if it's a beautiful vehicle, if it works as advertised, and I'm betting it will because they've already done the testing, there's going to be a hot stock. One of the hottest stocks in the market will be QuantumScape, and to some degree Volkswagen as well. So solid state batteries can hold more energy than the current liquid electrolyte batteries. Uh, okay, I'm just going to go by memory because it's not in the article, but basically, Tesla's batteries, if I'm not mistaken, you can correct me in the comments if you know better. It takes around 30 minutes or more to fully charge their batteries. But QuantumScape, it takes only 15 minutes to fully charge. And not only that, but they've done the testing on these batteries, and they've charged them, I believe, 1,000 times, and it maintained 95% of the original charge after these thousands of tests. 95%. Okay, so they're very good. They don't diminish in their efficiency. This was released earlier this year. This information. I do want to show this to you though, just so you don't think I'm making things up. So let me just pause for a moment. Okay, so here's the news straight from Volkswagen Group. PowerCo confirms results. QuantumScape solid-state cell, or the battery, passes the first endurance test. This is from January the 3rd, 2024. A press release, an official press release from Volkswagen. It says requirements exceeded. So it didn't just pass the test, it passed it with flying colors. The solid-state battery from QuantumScape achieved more than 1,000 charging cycles, with still more than 95% capacity after 1,000 charges. Depending on the model, an electric car could drive more than 500,000 kilometers. A lot of cars don't even reach 500,000 kilometers in their lifetime. So it can drive that distance, total distance, without any noticeable loss of range. That is a game changer, folks. That you're going to see a lot more people jumping into the EV market. People are going to buy more electric vehicles because that is what we are waiting for. A car that is dependable, that will not diminish in terms of its charges, and is efficient in terms of how quick it charges. Performance confirmed. The battery tests were carried out in the laboratories of PowerCo SE, the battery company of the Volkswagen Group. CEO Frank Blom said, "These are very encouraging test results and a milestone on the way to series production of the solid-state cell." This is historical. Wolfsburg, the solid-state cell is considered a technology of the future and the next big step in battery development. The technology promises longer ranges, shorter charging times, and maximum safety. So those are all the issues that we have, that I have with electric vehicles. It doesn't go far enough on one charge. It takes too long to charge, and also the battery could explode because of the liquid. It's not safe. But all these concerns are addressed with this tech. The US company QuantumScape has recently reached an important milestone, which was now confirmed. This isn't rumor, this isn't made up, these are real test results. You like the science? This is the science. This is how you prove something works, by doing tests, and then they have the numbers to back it up. They have the data to back up that it works as advertised. Its solid-state cell has significantly exceeded the requirements in the A-sample test and successfully completed more than 1,000 charging cycles. For an electric car with a WLTP range of 500 to 600 kilometers, that's actually pretty good. I think that's in one charge. This corresponds to a total mileage of more than 500,000 kilometers. At the same time, the cell barely aged and still had 95% of its capacity or discharge energy retention at the end of the test. The tests, which ran for several months, were carried out in PowerCo's battery laboratories in Salzgitter. Okay, what else could I say about this? Let's just look at the numbers. So Let's see, the most important criterion. The industry standard targets for this development phase are 700 charging cycles and a maximum capacity loss of 80, or I should say 20%. QuantumScapes, they went over that. They went over 1,000 charging cycles and maintained, it only diminished by 5% or even less. So it exceeded expectations. It is important to note that Bill Gates is an angel investor. We don't have the exact numbers of how much he invested into this company, but he was convinced. He saw the tech for himself. He most likely knows a lot more than we do, even up to this point. So the solid state cell consists of 24 layers. 24 layers. So this is only the first of many car companies, car manufacturers that has partnered with QuantumScape. So we'll see how it goes. We'll see how their sales go and whatever their car will be. You know, I want to look it up and see what is the car they're trying to bring to market. Okay, so these are potential concept images for their electric vehicles. Here's one called the ID. So this is Volkswagen's, these are Volkswagen's electric vehicles. ID to all. This is from 2023. So that doesn't really appeal to me personally, but saving gas does appeal to me. Here's another one. ID Aero concept. Okay, that one's nicer. I can see that taking off. This looks like a Chevy. It's a lot more sleek. What else? Okay, yeah, that looks nice. That's a sharp looking car. I don't know if there's any more images here. Oh, there you go. Okay. Yeah, it's looking good. Reminds me of Lucid, to be honest. But Volkswagen has the name, so they might actually leapfrog Lucid in terms of the EV market. Here's a, wow, okay, that's nice. That looks like a BMW. ID7 EV with a 551 horsepower performance concept. So imagine this car with a QuantumScape battery. So you can charge that over 1,000 times. It's gonna bring you wherever you have to go for 500,000 kilometers or more, and it's gonna retain 95% of its charge. It's going to be safer than a Tesla in terms of the battery. It's gonna charge in 15 minutes to full charge. Like 15 minutes is like nothing. Even if you have to, take a washroom break, that's 15 minutes. That's great. I can see the stock really take. Wow. Okay, that's a nice image. That's really nice. I'm just being honest. If it wasn't, if it didn't appeal to me, I would just say it. Okay, that one's okay. See, that's not so great. But the exterior is looking really sharp. So yeah, I'm liking these concepts. Oh, we have 2 more tabs. Volkswagen Scirocco, set for revival, or Scirocco, as a stylish EV sports car with Porsche Boxster features. No, that one's not. I'm not liking that one too much. I like the other one that we just looked at. Okay, that's a nice one. So that is a Porsche. That's not. Okay, that one's nicer. Porsche Mission X. Can you imagine a Porsche with a QuantumScape battery? Imagine BMW joining in the party. The possibilities are endless, people. Just fill in the blank. Any other company, Volkswagen, that's a massive start, right? Because Volkswagen, I believe they own other companies. Let me just look that up. Okay, here's some concepts. I don't know which ones are real, but I'm liking pretty much all of them, especially that one there. Looking really sharp, giving me Lamborghini vibes here. Giving me, what's that car from Transformers, the Chevy Camaro vibe. Okay, imagine that. Why don't they just make that? Why do they only make concept art? Just make that and you're going to make a killing. Even this alone, even that one is nice. But if they make a sports car with an EV and I should say a sports car EV with a good battery, a QuantumScape battery, and it's able to, meet, some speed expectations in terms of horsepower, that's going to be quite a feat, in all honesty. Okay, so we can scan this all day or scroll through this all day, but let's look at 12 car brands that are owned by Volkswagen. So it gives us a sense of the scale of this deal that Volkswagen has with QuantumScape, because it's somewhat short-sighted to think it's only Volkswagen. They own other companies. They own Audi. Okay, so QuantumScape has a deal with Audi, essentially. They're all here. I'm just going to read them one by one. Bugatti, potential there. Bentley. Well, these are all very luxury brands. Expensive. Lamborghini. Okay, there you go. Porsche. So they own all these big companies. They own Seat. I've never heard of Seat before. Skoda. I believe these are all European companies. Ducati. That's a great motorcycle company, if not the best one. The most luxury motorcycle brand. MAN. Cupra. Never heard of these. Obviously, they own themselves. So the first 5 are just monsters. The first 5 are monsters. Imagine GM being announced as their next partner. And GM owns many, many brands. I'm not going to jump ahead and read all the brands they own, but just imagine GM. So they own Audi, Bugatti, Bentley, Lamborghini, Porsche. Wow. All right. I want to go through this list just for curiosity's sake. I know none of these deals are confirmed yet, but just let's look through these. Honda owns Acura. Volkswagen owns Audi. BMW owns BMW. GM owns Buick, Cadillac, Chevrolet. Ford obviously owns Ford. Hyundai, Honda, Jeep, Jaguar. Lexus owned by Toyota, we all know that. Lucid, Maserati, Mercedes-Benz. That would be a huge deal if Mercedes produces an EV car with QuantumScape battery. I'm sure they would want that. I'm sure all these companies want the best battery money can buy. Let's think of it this way, okay? BMW owns Rolls-Royce. Okay, it's one of the most expensive cars in existence. Volvo is owned by a Chinese company. You know that? Suzuki. Okay, so just follow me with this analogy here. NVIDIA is the largest, most well-known chip maker right now. They are the leader of the industry. They provide graphics and computer and networking solutions in the United States. They are so far ahead of the curve. They're so far ahead of the rest of the industry in terms of their GPUs, in terms of how much they've pushed the technology. They are the leaders, without a doubt, undisputedly the leaders, and they are spearheading AI almost single-handedly. NVIDIA is. So NVIDIA is providing the wherewithal. They're providing the chips. They're providing the tech for AI. QuantumScape is in a similar position. They are providing the top of the line, the best that money can buy batteries in the EV industry. So who wouldn't want to get a piece of that? Who wouldn't want to get a piece of their tech? We can see with NVIDIA, when it comes to NVIDIA, everybody wants NVIDIA's technology. From computer makers to video game consoles to companies such as Oracle and so on, they all want NVIDIA's tech. So why not? Is it too far-fetched to see the same thing happening for QuantumScape, where all the companies, again, starting with Volkswagen, who owns a multitude of companies, as we looked at, what more another company jumping in once Volkswagen's contract ends, or maybe they sign a more open contract to say, okay, we can our exclusivity period is ended, so now we'll share this technology and we're going to produce EV vehicles or I should say electric vehicles, with the QuantumScape technology alongside Ford or GM or whoever else is entering uh, that part of the market using QuantumScape's tech. It's not far-fetched. It's very realistic because from these tests that we just read the results from, is there a better battery in existence? If there is, I'm unaware of it. So all in all, a very good day. Future looks bright. I'm very happy my portfolio was showing some signs of life. It was dead in the water at one point, and I was at a negative. Not really negative. I was at zero. I had basically no money. It's dead broke, flat broke, but thankfully, gratefully, Bitcoin. I had some Bitcoin money left over, and I invested whatever I could into the stock market. We can see just from the portfolio, we're seeing some gains here. Up about, what was this total gain? 7%. So up 7%. That's not bad. So just want to keep the momentum going with my portfolio, with this channel, and hope to share this this useful information with you all, with my viewers. And I know some channels, I don't know, they do some things with membership and they charge money. I promise I'll never do that. I'm not going to do any of those kinds of things where I'm going to charge money or put ads up. That's not what I'm about. Just here to share knowledge, share insights into trends that are happening, that haven't happened yet, and look at the potential for the stocks. Because for me, this is fun. This is just fun. I don't need to get paid for this. This is paying itself just by doing this and keeping abreast of the stock market and what's the goings on of world trends and tech trends and just the way the world is going right now. You can see, the economy is suffering, but there's a way to still make some money from these investments in the stock market if you pick the right stocks, if you buy at the right price, and if you sell at the right price as well. Okay, so that's all for this video. Thank you very much for your time. Until next time, we'll see you in the next one. Take care, and God bless.